We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is more. More savings. More service. More focus on fresh, quality produce. Expert butchers who know more. And the most talked about meat in town. We are Fairway. We put everything into meat and grocery. And this is more.
I wanted a big university experience.
Without the big university price.
That's why I chose Iowa Central.
What makes Iowa Central so different than other community colleges is its size.
Big campus, lots of programs, athletics, and performing arts.
I live right here on campus.
And the teachers know me by name.
I'll be career ready in 2 years.
And all my credits transfer to a university.
It's a big time experience.
Without the big time price.
Come see it for yourself.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus, special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and be. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
you must be boring.
This is a magical place.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
and anytime tea.
and we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Good afternoon and welcome to Harlan Rogers Park in Fort Dodge on a beautiful, partly sunny day here as we get ready for Class 4A semifinal softball on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by MidAmerican Energy. Dar Danielson with Brooke Wilmus here today as we get ready for this 4A contest. Number 1 Carlisle taking on number 5 West Delaware. And Carlisle, the number 1 team, had a bit of a scare in that quarterfinal game. The leadoff home run, but then they came back and ended up winning 10-1 against Denison Schleswig. That's the only run they gave up. So they go on to win there. Then it was West Delaware beating Independent 6-2. Had a big fourth inning where they got it wasn't 6-2. It was 8-2, where they got 6 runs in that fourth inning. I can't read my own handwriting for my own notes. But anyway, so again, a number 1 team advances and facing the lower seed here. But it should be a good matchup. And again, pitching is probably one of the things we'll be looking at today.
Yeah, it's always going to start in the circle for them. If their pitchers can have a very dominant performance against these other teams' offenses, which both of these offenses are very powerful and can get extra base hits and get runners across, but you need to have a strong pitching performance in the circle, and that's where it's all going to start.
So Carlisle comes in. They'll be 36-3. West Delaware 31-10. For West Delaware, they got that big 4th inning to end up going on to win. And then for Carlisle, they also had a big 4th inning where they put up a 6th spot there. And several players getting on the board, getting their first hits here. And then same thing for West Delaware. They all got a little taste of it now, so they're all ready. You see a new pitcher here, and but, you know, first game jitters out of the way, and you're on the doorstep of getting into the championship match.
Yeah, this game is so important for both teams because they both want to make it to that state championship, and this is just one more step to it. So losing here would be a big blow for either team, but they're going to play hard today. They're going to try their best, and they're going to go out and try and get that win to make it to the finals.
Carlisle, again, having the top ranking and being there, everybody's shooting for them, and that's been the way throughout the regular season and now into the postseason, and so far they've managed to handle all that.
Yeah, they have. They have a very, very powerful offense, starting with Olivia Du Bois, who's batting over 500 so far this season in their 3-hole. She comes up big, gets tons of RBIs, has a couple home runs, but she's really just going to get up there, get on base, and score her teammates.
So they're lining up. We're getting ready here. We'll soon go to the PA announcer and get the starting lineups and introduce the officials for today's matchup and be ready to go here with Class 4A and then 5A. And the day seems like it's going by quick, hasn't it?
So quickly. I've been here. This is my 3rd game already today, and it's exciting to see all these teams get so happy, so excited for each other to make it to that championship game, and you can all see all the emotions coming out today.
And then a little more, some of those early games, if you play earlier in the day, people can't get off work, but when you get in the semifinals, there's a trip to state, more people show up, more of the fan base are able to get off and come, aren't they?
Yeah, those semifinals and finals games, people will find ways to come and watch you, especially when you're in a small town and you come to the state tournament. You're going to have your whole town there watching you, and especially if it's going to be late at night tonight, like the 4A and 5A games, there's going to be tons of people there watching these games.
In this 4A, 5A, they split it up, and there's some, 4A teams at the top of that, the larger ones that could almost move up and play 5A, and we see in some sports where they play a lot of that, and then, some of those teams that maybe in 5A think, well, I should be down playing 4.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to split that, and they go by, but you get in that area, and there's not a lot of difference in talent there, is there?
No, there isn't, and you can tell that with Carlisle, too. They have tons of talent, and they could easily be playing up in 5A, but just due to their numbers and their class size, it doesn't quite reach up to the 5A totals, but they could totally be playing at that next level.
So I think we're about ready. Go to the PA announcer.
And this Class 4A semifinal game between the West Delaware Hawks and the Carlisle Wildcats. Winner of this game will play Friday at 5:45 p.m. on Kruger Seeds Field for the Class 4A State Championship. Loser of this game will play Friday at 4:45 p.m. on Iowa Central Field. And now let's meet the non-starters first for the visitors on the scoreboard from West Delaware. Number 11, Kinley Colvin. Number 18, Emily Wolsterman. Number 20, Alyssa Holt. And number 24, Mia Pink. Assistant coaches for West Delaware, Ashley Hill, Malia Jordan, and Anna Clark. And now your starters for the Hawks. Leading off, number 6 right fielder, Eve Butterworth. Batting second, number 22, third baseman, Ella Collock. Batting third, number 5, pitcher, Macy Kleitz. Batting fourth, number 16, second baseman, Heather Hines. Batting fifth, number 10, center fielder, Eva Wynn. Batting sixth, number 3, shortstop, Claire Demmer. Batting seventh, number 15, designated player, Joanna Hawk. Batting eighth, number 21, first baseman, Tia Demmer. Batting ninth, number 2, catcher, Leah Wakeman. And in the flex position, number 4, left fielder, Keila Felton. The head coach of the West Delaware Hawks is Tiffany Ray. And now the non-starters for the home team on the scoreboard from Carlisle. Number 00, Lexi Link. Number 5, Kaiten Whitenbach. Number 10, Cassie Lee.
You call him on the radio?
Number 21, Sarah Wattle.
Jason.
Number 24,
Just goes
Haley
upstairs.
Parsons. Number 27, Reagan Rowling. Number 29, Kaylin Fernal. Number 32, Peyton Kane. Number 40, Hannah Olson. Number 45, Lainey Schitt. Number 50, Taylor Lee. Number 77, Isabel Noring. Number 81, Katie Keeney. And number 8, Ashlyn Williams. Assistant coaches for Carlisle, Lee Breck, Justin Blas, and Sam Davis. And now the starting lineup for the Wildcats, leading off, number 23, catcher, Kennedy Preston. Batting second, number 17, right fielder, Delaney Schnatters. Batting third, number 7, shortstop, Olivia DuBois. Batting fourth, number 20, first baseman, Meredith Hoffman. Batting fifth, number 11, left fielder, Alex Lee. Batting sixth, number 35, second baseman, Hannah Scherr. Batting seventh, number 3, pitcher, Molly Hoekstra. Batting eighth, number 36, first baseman, Kennedy Fredozzo. Batting ninth, number 22, designated player, Morgan Lose. And in the flex position, number 26, center fielder, Aubrey Fernal. The head coach of the Carlisle Wildcats is Jim Blah. Ladies and gentlemen, our umpires for today's contest. At first base, Jason Beck. At third base, Roger Minky. And calling balls and strikes, Grace Buster. Ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for state tournament semifinal softball?
And starting lineups brought to you by Buena Vista University in Storm Lake. Buena Vista University prepares students for lifelong success through transformational academic, professional, and co-curricular programs. Schedule your visit today at bvu.edu. Dar Danielson, Brooke Wilmus here with you on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy. And ready for action. I'm ready. You?
Yeah, super excited for this matchup today.
Should be a good one, and to feel a little breeze picking up. It's been kind of calm through the early part of the day here, and not light flopping a little bit over there. And we saw a few balls hit out in that last game, so blowing that way, that might help. Although some of those were tagged pretty good. I think they were heading out either way. But it'll be interesting to see here. And for Hoekstra, we know that, we talked about it, she gave up the home run to lead off that other game, but then settled down. And you really talked about it through every game. You kind of want to establish your strike zone, establish your pitch here to get it started.
I think it's really going to start for either West Delaware or Carlisle. If West Delaware can get a couple batters on this in the top of this inning, then they can get some momentum going into the other games. But Carlisle, on the other hand, they want to try and get 1, 2, 3, get out of this inning as fast as they can so that they can get their bats alive in the bottom of the first.
And here we go. Eve Wedewer, the right fielder, will lead it off for West Delaware. Batting from the left side. And she's chosen to go with the single braid in the back.
Yep.
As you
all
said.
Personal preference.
Yep, all personal preference, but you keep it that way, don't you, throughout?
Yes, you can't change it, especially when it gets to state. It has to be the same every day.
Fouls off the first pitch. And here we go. Here's pitch number 2. Comes in high. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss for Wedewer. This one slapped toward right. Back right fielder is there. Delaney Schnoddorf makes the play. So a long out on the first pitch.
Good approach up there at the plate, though. She got a few pitches. She took a few hacks at it, and she had a really nice hit. It just so happened to go right to her, but that's exactly what West Delaware needed in order to start this game.
Ella Kolak, the third baseman, up. And takes the ball. One fouled off. Straight back. Third baseman, first baseman in just a step or two. This one is dropped down. It's going to roll foul. So they were prepared for that, but...
Yeah, but if she could have kept that one fair, I believe she would have gotten on with a single. She just turned her bat a little bit too much.
Yeah, it would have been close, wouldn't it? Because they weren't in real tight, but...
Yeah, she caught the Carlisle defense sleeping there a little bit.
Now with the 2 strikes. Well, about the same defensive position. The short second are back, and this one comes in low. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. And a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 1 for Hoekstra.
It's going to be a key for her. She's got to try and keep these West Delaware hitters off balance, because if they see too many of your pitches and they can identify it out of your hand, then it's going to be easy for them to get some good hits on the ball. But she's done a really nice job of moving the ball in and out in the zone so far.
There's ball 1. She had 6 strikeouts, no walks, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run in that first matchup. And that one is low. To Kleisch. The opposing pitcher here. She lifts one toward right center. Right fielder coming on. It's going to drop in there. And Kleisch will round first, look at it, but go back. So our first base hit of the day. And Kleisch was 1 for 4 with 2 RBI in that first matchup. And she gets them started here with 2 outs.
West Delaware has done a really nice job so far of getting good pitches to swing at. They haven't chased out of the zone very much. They've missed a few when they've swung, but when they've made contact with it, it's gone to the outfield both times, one for a base hit and the other one for a line out to right field. So far, these batters have an approach up the plate and what they're looking for.
And Heather Hines, the second baseman, swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Hoekstra looks into the catcher, Kennedy Preston, and this one is fouled off. So they're up there right away taking their cuts, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting her ahead in the count. She's giving them good pitches to swing at, and they're really going through it hard and swinging the bat real hard right now.
That one is low for a ball. 1-2. And chopped down the third baseline is foul. As Kennedy Pronozzle over there at third gloved it, but it was foul when she touched it. So she'll step back in with the 1-2 count. And that one right back to the screen. As she hangs in there. Here's the pitch. Chopper left side. Again, foul.
She's doing a great job staying alive right now. She's giving her some good pitches, but she's fouled them off. Make sure she doesn't get caught looking. But one of these times she's going to connect on one because she's been so locked in with all of her pitches so far.
She's fouled 3 of them off here with the 1-2 count. So hanging in there waiting for the good one. And this one is lifted high. Foul to the left side. So she's given up the chicken sandwiches pretty freely here in this at bat.
There's got to be at least 3 of them out there.
Yeah, the fans will run those balls down, either chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A or chicken wings from Jethro's, and that's outside. 2-2. An 8-pitch at bat right now for Hines. Here's the delivery. This one slapped and knocked down by the pitcher. Not in time. And I didn't quite have the. She kind of got a glove on that, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. It was in her glove, and she had it caught, but then it just popped right out, and they almost ended up getting her out at first base, but she had a little bit too much speed going down there.
And since that was a hot smash, they're charging that as a hit. So runners at first and second here for West Delaware as the Hawks try to get on the board first against the Wildcats. And this is Ava Wynn, the center fielder. 1-1 count. This one is hit toward right center. That's going to drop. Runners rounding third. Comes home. Here's the throw. Slides in. Safe. RBI to win. Hines advances to third.
What a start here for West Delaware. They're all over Carlisle's pitcher right now, and whatever she seems to be pitching, they have an approach to it, and they're putting really good swings on it. And right now they're getting rewarded for it as they currently are up 1-0 in this inning.
And Hines took her to 10 pitches before she got that single, so really making her work and looking everything over and fouling it off and protecting the plate. So really some good hitting it up there.
They're not getting fooled right now. Whatever Carlisle's pitcher is pitching, they are seeing it right out of her hand, and they're identifying it and getting some really good swings on it, and so far has 3 singles this inning.
Brings up the shortstop, Claire Demmer, for West Delaware with the early 1-0 lead. Swings and misses. One right at the letters. Hines at third, Wynn at second. That one is a strike called, so she gets ahead of the batter here. 0-2. Here's delivery. Swing and a miss, and strikes her out. But not before they get 1 run on 1, 2, 3 hits. No errors and 2 left. At the end of a half inning, 1-0 West Delaware will go to the bottom. Carlisle batting on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I am smart.
I am smart.
I am smart.
I am kind.
Kind.
I am kind.
I am strong.
Strong.
Strong. I am important.
I am important.
I am important.
I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl. I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl. I am the Iowa girl.
Class 4A semifinal at the Girls State Softball Tournament on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy. Carlisle comes to bat to lead it off. Kennedy Preston, the catcher, facing Macy Kleisch, who helped her own cause with a single and scored a run in the top of the first. First pitch is outside for a ball. Kleisch gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, had 6 strikeouts and 4 bases on balls against Independence in the quarterfinal. And there's the 1-1 count.
Carlisle has got to find a way to respond back here after West Delaware put up 3 hits and a run against them on defense in the top of the first inning. They have to find a way to respond back and get another run and tie the game up on the board.
That one fouled off. 1-2. Kleisch on the mound. Wegman behind the plate. Demmer at first. Hines at second. Demmer at short. Kolak at third. This one's going to get in the gap. Right center. Around to second. She'll slide in, but probably would have not have needed to, but a double to lead it off for Kennedy Preston. And so there's the answer you talked about.
That's what they needed right there. They needed someone to spark that energy for them after they just got a run scored against them in the top of the first, and she did exactly what they needed.
And that's her first extra base hit. All of them are brought to you at this tournament by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first class seed, first name service. Delaney Snodderst batting second here, the right fielder. With the tying run at second, ball gets by the catcher. Now the tying run will be down at third. And it's 0-1 count to Snodderst. So Carlisle quickly taking advantage here. Squares to bunt, takes it for a strike.
Now she's got to find a way to put the ball in play right now. She's down 0-2. Got to find a way to score that runner.
And holds up, 1-2. In at the corners on defense.
She does have some speed, so if she can get it to the shortstop, she could possibly get safe at first, and then you'd have first and third.
Holds off on that one, and it's 2-2. No outs, runner at third, the tying run at third. This one slapped into center for the base hit and the RBI. A good patience there by Schnotthorst.
That's exactly what she did. she got down in the count, and she found a way to battle back, and she hits it right back up the middle, and she did a great job up there just battling and finding a way on base.
Olivia Du Bois, the shortstop, takes a strike. Number 3 batter. And she steps across on the other side. And bunts it. They look to second and go to first for the out. So the sacrifice moves the runner up.
It's an interesting decision by him. She is their leading hitter on the team and leading RBIs and in leading in RBIs. So just having her sacrifice her over, you can tell that this is about to be a full team effort by Carlisle.
And maybe they want to, get the lead and put the pressure on and take it a little more off their pitcher.
Yeah, putting that girl in the scoring position, that's exactly what he could be thinking as well.
Your first baseman, Meredith Hoffman. Takes it low. And she's got to be one of the taller players in the tournament.
Holy smokes. She's got to be at least 6'3". And with that being said, she's got a much bigger strike zone than everybody else.
But she's got a bigger catch zone at first base, too, doesn't she?
That's why you like tall first basemen over there. If you go to a little high, they can catch it.
Yep. 1-1. That one goes high. Schnotthurst at second. There's a ball.
Looks like they're being a little careful with her. They don't want her to get a hold of something and hit it out of here and get that 2-run lead.
3-1 is a strike. Catches that inside corner. It's kind of breaking in and just caught that corner. Perfectly placed there. And it's a full count with 1 out. This one lifts. Foul. Nice attempt by Wedewer over there. And I think she kind of knew it was going foul, so she could do the dive.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to decide you're going to drop and hold it in front of you, because if you dive and miss and it's fair, that runner might score.
She will come all the way around, but she knew that it was a foul ball. And
called out on strikes, and she kind of looked at that and thought it was too far inside, but she's called out looking. And that brings up the left fielder, Alex Lee. Lee was 1 for 2 with a stolen base in the quarterfinal matchup. So now 2 outs, and this one is going to go foul. Off the top of the fence over there. For strike 1.
already at the beginning of this game, it feels like this could be a huge at-bat. If you could get her out as West Delaware, you leave it just tied going into the next inning. But if Carlisle can get another run up on the board, then they have a lot more confidence going into this next inning.
Jerk that momentum of that top of the inning run right back as you take the lead. Fouled off the fist. And they say it, no, coming back. I thought maybe you said it hit her, but she was just running it out.
Yeah, Carlisle is the team that no matter where the foul ball goes, if it is a foul ball, they have to run all the way down to first base, and then the girl on deck comes out, grabs the bat, and gives it back to her.
Another one of those, if you call it traditions, but just kind of things that coaches do, they like you to do. Alex Lee steps in. 2-2 count now. Slaps this one foul right at the dugout. I wonder if there's any point where that would be called a delay or something in the game, you know?
All the games that I've watched them play, they've never called it a delay.
This one lifted again, foul. I'd wear myself out fouling off that many balls. You know?
Yeah, for sure. It can get taxing on you having to go back and forth. But, again, that's just one of the things that the coaches want them to do, so they do it.
Kind of like some teams have a towel or something in basketball that you bring in and you hand off, and that goes over there up onto the bleachers. I think Southeast Polk is one that does that. And, you know, just little traditions.
Yep, just little things.
Two pitch, 2 outs. And lifted toward left. That's going to drop in there. Runner rounding. And the outfielder falls down. The runner will go into second. So an RBI single for Alex Lee.
Carlisle just being able to take back that momentum that West Delaware got in the first inning. That's what they needed to do, coming back out here, get a couple runs, a couple hits up on the board, and put a lot of pressure on this defense.
There's a strike called to Hannah Schertz, the second baseman. And you just hate those 2-out run scoring. Swing and a miss.
Because you know you're just 1 out away from getting out of the inning, and they get another hit, and it's almost deflating.
Yeah. So here's the 0-2 count against the second baseman. Swing and a miss, and strikes are out to end the inning, but not before Carlisle comes back, scoring 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 1, it's Carlisle 2, West Delaware 1 on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is more. More savings. More service. More focus on fresh, quality produce. Expert butchers who know more. And the most talked about meat in town. We are Fairway. We put everything into meat and grocery. And this is more.
Go to the top of the second here at the Girls State Softball Tournament. Remind you that leaders start at Central College. Scholar athletes succeed on the court and in the classroom. As a strike to Joanna Voss, the designated player, the number 7 batter. In the past year, 112 Central College student athletes receive academic all-conference recognition. Learn how to be more than a spectator by visiting central.edu. Another strike to Joanna Voss. The West Delaware put 1 on the board in the top. Carlisle puts 2 on the board in the bottom of the first inning. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout here to start the second for Molly Hoekstra.
It's a big strikeout because you come out after your team put up 2 runs to put you up in the lead, and now you don't want to give West Delaware anything too good, and she struck her out to start the inning.
And Demmer grounds out. We're out number 2. Brings up the catcher in the 9-hole, Leah Wegman. As Hoekstra looks in. And a little change there. Called strike. This one right to the third baseman, up and over. And we've got a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the second. Carlisle leading 2-1. They're coming to bat here after this on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey, high school sports fans. Are you following the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union online? Stay up to date with the latest information and scores from across the state as we share highlights and achievements from our student athletes. You can follow all the action on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Just search at IGHSAU.
You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy. It's the 7, 8, and 9 batters. Hoekstra, the pitcher, leads it off for Carlisle. She was 0 for 2 in the first game. Takes a ball. And there's a strike.
It'd be big for West Delaware to get out of this inning with no more runs given up so they can give their top of the lineup, who's coming up next inning, an opportunity to tie this game back up.
Yeah, it was a big momentum switch there. They got the first run, then Carlisle came back with 2. Then they got a 1-2-3 inning on defense, and they're right back at bat here. So
it just seems like all the momentum right now is on Carlisle's side. They got the 1-2-3 inning, and they're up 2-1 right now, coming up to bat with a good part of their lineup up.
And this one fouled off. And Hoekstra stands in. And again, fouled off. You should have brought a clicker to click the foul balls and keep track of it.
How many times they had to run?
You used to have one for in Little League for my son's team, counting the pitches back when you had the pitch count stuff, you know. But
and what about, I think she had to run down there 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. Hoekstra back in. If I were the pitcher, I'd say, Coach, I need a designated runner to run those foul balls for me. Just, you know.
Just get out there. And as soon as I hit it, you run to first base.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2. This one lifted towards center. Center fielder right there. And Ava Wynn makes the play. And still, I think the sun a little bit of a factor, more maybe than the breeze is right now with the way things are going.
Yeah, breeze isn't that bad. It's blowing a little bit out, but it's not anything that'll help take the ball out of the ballpark, that is.
Brings up Kennedy Prisnozzle, the third baseman. Her first trip to the plate. She was 2 for 3 in the opening game. This one is going to drop foul. Second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder are all chasing it, but it drops and it's an 0-2 count. Line to the delivery, swing and a miss. Struck her out. Route number 2. Third strikeout for Kleisch. That brings up the designated player, Morgan Los, for Carlisle. Steps in on the left side. Takes the strike on the outside.
So far, they've done a really nice job getting out of this inning and finding ways to make sure Carlisle doesn't get any more up on the scoreboard.
She's choked up a little bit. Is that more of an indication she's going to try to slap, or is that?
I think that's more for bat control, so she can put the ball exactly where she wants to. Because when it's down,
there we go, right back to the pitcher. We'll finish that thought when we come back. A ground out to the pitcher. So there's that 1-2-3 inning. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. We'll go to the top of the third. Carlisle 2, West Delaware 1 on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I wanted a big university experience.
Without the big university price.
That's why I chose Iowa Central.
What makes Iowa Central so different than other community colleges is its size.
Big campus, lots of programs, athletics, and performing arts.
I live right here on campus.
And the teachers know me by name.
I'll be career ready in 2 years.
And all my credits transfer to a university.
It's a big time experience.
Without the big time price.
Come see it for yourself.
Right fielder Eve Wedewer will lead it off here and fouls the first pitch back for West Delaware. Trailing here 2-1 in the top of the third. We're talking about the bat grip, and it was up a little bit, and that's just more control thing?
Yeah, when you choke your hands up on the bat a little bit more slappers do it than anything, but they usually do that to get a lot more control on the bat, so they're able to put the ball into play either to the, probably most likely to the shortstop, so they can use the bat a lot better.
Wedewer flied out to right her first time up. This one is fouled off. 1-2 against the leadoff batter for West Delaware. And fouled off again. Here in the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Beautiful day in Fort Dodge. That one's outside. Kind of making her think about that, but I think a little lower on what she wanted it.
Yeah, she's had a really good eye up the plate so far. She's fouled off some of her pitches, and the more she sees, the more she'll be able to make better contact with it.
And that one's outside again, so Wedewer runs the count full here. Catcher turning back to, she's checking on the pitch. About 30 people up to the right and the left of the stands thought it was a strike, but there she swings at that low strike, and we're out number one. Strikeout number 4 brings up Ella Kolak, the third baseman. She struck out her last time up. She was 3 for 3 in that opening game with an RBI and a run scored. This one is lifted to the left side. No, nice play. Just in front of the dugout by Kennedy Presenzel. Or Prenazel. Out number 2 brings up Kleisch, who got things going for West Delaware.
That's how they got their hit, is all with 2 outs with 3 singles in a row, and so maybe she can start another thing right here.
0-1 and keeping that low. It's Slice singled. Hines singled, and then Wynn got the double to drive her in. Catcher sets up outside and misses with the pitch. 1-2. Can't always tell by that catcher position, but that was pretty pronounced when she set up outside there.
Yeah.
And caught her on the inside. Strikeout, so West Delaware goes down 1-2-3 once again on the 5th strikeout. We'll go to the top or bottom of the 3rd. Carlisle 2, West Delaware 1 on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
We go to the bottom of the 3rd, back to the top of the order. This is where everything started in the first inning for Carlisle. Kennedy Preston, the catcher, got a double to lead it off and ended up scoring. Pulls it back there, takes a strike. And exactly what you want out of the top of the order. They got a double, a single, a sacrifice, and this one is lifted high behind second, and the second baseman comes over and makes that play. And that time looked like a lot of good communication out there between the
there
fielders.
was, and she even guided the sun with her other hand, kept it out of the way, and she caught that ball, and the shortstop knew that she was going to catch the ball as well because there was great communication between the two.
Delaney Schnothurst, the right fielder, single, drove in an RBI, drove in a run her first time up. Takes the ball. And looks at that one and takes it. Breeze picking up just a little bit here. At Holland Rogers Park on the Iowa Central diamond. There's a strike. And that one's fouled back. 2-2. Winner here meets the winner of the North Scott Charles City matchup coming up next here on the Iowa Central field. And then those two winners will meet in the Kruger Seeds field at 5:45 on Friday. This one slapped into the hole by the diving shortstop for another base hit for Schnothurst.
Real good piece of hitting right there. She just took it right back up the middle with it, and it was an outside pitch, and she got her hands extended to it, and it went straight up the middle.
Olivia Dubois, the shortstop, sacrificed her last time up. Takes the ball. And the runner going, they throw behind her, and a little bit too much behind her. As she takes second, Schnothurst. Is that something you call? Who calls that? The shortstop? Who's going to cover on?
Yeah, that's just a communication thing. And right before the pitch, you say, hey, do you have the bag or do I have the bag? And you talk about that, give different signals to each other. And and then that's how you communicate on who has it and who doesn't. Or sometimes it's called from the dugout too. If there's a specific player up who pulls the ball more, maybe you have the second baseman cover instead.
So Du Bois fouls one off. It's 1-2. One out, runner at second. And goes down to get that one to the shortstop and off her foot as the runner was coming right by there. And the coach is going to ask, I think, about that. Was there interference? She's going out now to the base umpire. The question, was there interference by the runner?
There would only be interference on this play if the runner were to run into the person trying to field the ball, or if she touched the ball with her by herself. But I know
so just running in front is not interference?
Running in front is not interference unless the ball is touched by the runner or you run into the defender. So I didn't see the ball get hit by the runner, but she might have made contact with the defender. I think that's what she's saying right now. And the umpires are going to come together and talk about it.
So now they're pulling in the first base umpire there. Roger Menke's at third, Jason back at first, and what did he signal?
The call stands as it is.
Okay.
There was no interference there, and now there's runners on third and first.
And that will be scored, though, an error on the shortstop. And this one dropped down but foul by Meredith Hoffman. Hoffman stands in with a chance to get an RBI, takes a strike. And the runner goes down to second. So Hoffman has struck out last time, would like to put something in play and get an RBI here. And it's on the outside from Kleisch.
Anything to the right side right now that should be able to score at least one run and then advance the runner over to third base. So a good piece of hitting here, try to hit it to the right side, or if she can't, hit it to the outfield.
And this one fouled out. Looked like she's trying to go to the right there. Timeout called. Jim Claus wants to talk it over. Is that what he's saying? Try to get to the right side.
Put the ball in play.
Yeah,
that's all I can say at this point. You're down 2 strikes. She's probably going to try and pitch her pitches, so try and put it in play.
And a ball makes it 2-2.
Trying to go up because she's such a tall batter that you could get quite a high strike rate in here.
And they go for the outside there, outside and low. Sometimes that's harder too on the tall batter to go down
reach
and get
down
that.
and get it.
You just tend to drop the bat head down.
Yeah.
This one slacked into left center field. One is in. The second run is in, and she'll stand up at second base with a double, an extra base hit. Brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Well, again, working that count and then coming through with a base hit to send the runs home.
Yeah, not swinging at any bad pitches there. And if there's anything close, she fouled it off, and then she got a really good pitch, and she hit it in the gap to score 2 runs.
I know with the state tournament it's the best of the best, but there's so many counts like that and hitters that have been so patient, you know, and making that pitcher work to get the good pitch. And you rarely see somebody just swinging wildly at one.
Yeah, and that's why these teams are here. Is they're very disciplined hitters, and they know what they need to swing at. And if it's not a strike, they're not going to swing at it.
Well, that one goes low to Alex Lee, and we do have a pinch runner out there, which will be an IMT substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. One ball, one strike, one out. Runner at second, and that's a strike on the outside corner. For the left fielder, she singled her last time up. This one slapped between, oh no, I guess the shortstop got there, but not in time to make the play. Well, Demmer really stretched out. I thought it was Byer, but.
Yeah, great play keeping it on the infield. If that would have gone to the outfield, then that runner could have scored from second base, but keeping it on the infield only allows runners to be at first and third.
Now we're going to have a conference out there to talk it over. Tiffany Rave coming out, and maybe just to settle them down a little bit and say, hey, let's get it out. It's not, you know, be patient. If you got the play, look them back and throw to first.
Yeah, I also think they have to play in here. They can't allow to give up another run before this thing gets a little out of hand. So play your infielders in and try and gun that runner down at home. And if not, make sure she stays at third base and you get it out at first.
So now the umpire going to come out and break up the party, looks like. There he does. And Hannah Schertz, the second baseman, will come up. She struck out last time. And that was probably what they're talking about, too, that runner, what to do, as she goes down to second on the ball. And the runner coming in from third. Throw back, and she dives in there. Was that a squeeze or just a little over-aggressive running?
That was a squeeze right there. The batter didn't get it down at all, but they were lucky to have her get back safely.
And now the coach talking with Schertz. Left Hoffman, or the pinch runner, hung out there. Katie Keeney. And that's the ball. Katie Keeney in running for Meredith Hoffman. And it's 2-1 here. Runners now at second and third. One out. That one's high.
This is a good hitter's count right here. She can go up there and have a good mentality. If there's anything close, she can put a really good swing on it, because I doubt she would want to walk her right here and load the bases up.
It looked like she was trying to come there with that last one, just lost it. Now here she turns to squares a bunt. And 2 with 1 strike. That was still option. The bunt was open, but now count goes full. And obviously Carlisle, they want to get as many runs in this inning as they can.
Yeah, they have good opportunities right here.
This one fouled off to the right side. For a semifinal. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there for Macy Kleisch.
That's what she needed to shut this Carlisle offense down. They've been hot right now, finding holes, and and getting base hits, but shutting her down, getting 2 outs right here. Now all you need is 1 more, and a little ground ball could end the inning for you.
Molly Hoekstra takes outside for ball. She flied out to center her last time up. This one hit right to the third baseman, gloves it, throws. Nice recovery by Kolak over there to make the play. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. 4-1 the score. We'll be back with more after this on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus, special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
We'll go to the top of the 4th inning and let you know that leaders start at Central College. Scholar athletes succeed on the court and in the classroom. In the past year, 112 Central College student athletes received academic all-conference recognition. Learn how to be more than a spectator by visiting central.edu. First pitch slapped back, straight back to the pitcher by Heather Hines. And she is retired for the first out. So I want to say a big inning, but they held it to 2 runs there. West Delaware, but they need to get a few more runs up on the board.
They got to find a way to get base runners on right here. They had I wouldn't say a big inning, but they stopped Carlisle from getting more than just those 2 runs. So they need to find ways to get on base and score runners.
And that ball is in there for a strike, and a sad announcement. Too many foul balls. They're out of Chick-fil-A coupons for the foul balls.
No one's going to want to get foul balls anymore.
Hoekstra looks in, swing and a miss, gets it right by Ava Wynn. She's in the hole 1 and 2. This one to the shortstop, backhands it, throws in time. And there we see that long reach of the first baseman again that helps out.
Yeah, but a great play over there by Du Bois. She had the backhand deep in the hole off her back leg, threw a strike over to first base and got her out.
Brings up Claire Demmer, the shortstop for West Delaware. She struck out last time up. Takes the ball. This one lifted high towards center. Center fielder comes over, makes the play. Aubrey Fernal. And they go down in order here in the top of the 4th. 4-1 Carlisle on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back at the Girls State Softball Tournament at Fort Dodge on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy. Dar Danielson, Brooke Wilmus. It'll be the 8-9, and then the top of the order for Carlisle, Kennedy President Nazol. She struck out her last time up. And pitched for a ball. So West Delaware scored in the first, but they went down in order 1, 2, 3 in the next 3 innings here. As Hoekstra zeroing in, and then here's one hit to center, caught out there by Ava Wynn. And out number 1. So 1, 2, 3 would be good for West Delaware at this point too.
Yeah, come back, get a little more momentum on their side, and then they come in, get a few base hits, maybe score a couple runs, and get right back in this ball game.
And that one's low. What at 0? High outside, 2-0. Morgan Lose and takes a strike. She grounded out to the pitcher first time up. And there's a ball.
If she can get on right here, she can turn it over to the top of the lineup, who have been doing super well at the beginning of this game, scoring most of their runs up there. If she can go over to the top, maybe she can come around to score later.
Takes a strike. So full count, big pitch here for West Delaware. They scored in the top of the first. Carlisle scored 2 in the bottom of the first and 2 in the bottom of the third. And a chopper to the first baseman. She falls. Oh, man. Just trying to get back over there and slips. And it's going to end up being a base hit as Demmer tried to move back over, and it just shows you can't give a step to these Carlisle runners, can you?
That's just an unfortunate error right there. It stinks because she gets down and she fielded it perfectly, but then her feet just came out from underneath her.
And there's a strike called on Kennedy Preston as they move to the top of the order now. And runner going down, throw down. Oh, and it hits a little bit in front of the bag. And
the runner left first.
Runner left first early?
Yep.
Okay.
They called her out there.
Automatic. Oh, yeah. No pitch. So, how do you score that? How do you score that one then?
I have no idea. I've never had to score that in a scorebook before.
So the second out, runner leaves early. And the pitch comes in high for ball 1. That one's high, 2-1 with 2 outs. Three and 1 to Preston, who's doubled and scored, flied out to second.
She could get something. She could get something really good right here, and she gotta crush it. Nope.
And nope, keeps it low. Brings up Delaney Schnothurst, who is 2 for 2, and scored 2 runs. And in to run for her is Isabel Noring. And
This is like the black and the white. Correct. Okay.
That's an IMT substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMT with IMT at imtins.com.
You got charged timeout. To go ahead. Whatever it was. Well, I want to see your book because I'm always curious about it.
2 outs. Schnothurst steps in. Squares, pulls back, and the pitcher loses it momentarily, goes down, and caught stealing. So Carlisle runs themselves out of the inning a bit there. Now there's a discussion at the plate, and that'll end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, and we'll go to the top of the 5th. 4-1 Carlisle on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. Designated player Joanna Voss will lead off. Well, that was an interesting bottom of the 4th, but it works out good for West Delaware as the runners erased.
Both of them are erased, actually.
Yep.
One on a stolen base attempt that she got thrown out with, and one left early.
One left early. There was a single. The runner left early and got called out, and then a base on balls, and she got caught stealing. And this one is a chopper down to the third baseman, comes up throwing, and Voss is retired. 5-3. Brings up Taya Demmer, the first baseman. She grounded out to first her last time up.
So I thought that it was funny, and I was trying to tweet it, but I couldn't get my one.
And there's a strike. 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors for Carlisle. 1 run on 3 hits for West Delaware. Is there at the plate with the bottom of the order. This one right back to the pitcher. She turns, and an easy throw over for out number 2. But the top of the order is coming up, and this is the time where they need to start producing a little bit, get some runs on the board.
Yeah, they got to find ways to get on base. They haven't gotten anything since the top of the 1st inning, and they need to find some way to get more runners on base.
First pitch strike to Eve Wedever. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And she just took that and knew it as soon as that came in. Down on called strikes, so they go down in order. And we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after this on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea and afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say a storm like Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Back here in Class 4A semifinal, let me go back and correct that last inning. That was the number 9 hitter. I got a little early there. Leah Wegman, who got called out on strikes. They'll have the top coming up as soon as they finish off the bottom of the 5th here, but that faces a problem with Delaney Schnodhurst, who has singled 2 times, scored twice. Here's a chopper to third base, and they get her. A close one, but they throw her out and retire her for the first time today.
That's a big out for West Delaware. Getting her out and not having any moment, or not having her get on base for the 3rd time is really big, especially since she has a ton of speed.
Brings up Olivia Du Bois to face Kleisch. This one is lifted to the right side, right field, and the long fly ball. Eve Wetterworth, who I incorrectly credited a strikeout, who gets that one. And now Meredith Hoffman struck out and doubled. Takes a strike.
2 pitches, 2 outs at the bottom of this inning for West Delaware.
And that one's fouled back.
Nice. Nice.
As Hoffman comes back. I wonder how many times she gets asked, do you play basketball?
Or do you play volleyball?
Yeah,
Either one of those
do you play
two.
volleyball? When you're tall, that's something you're always asked.
That's when you respond back with, actually, no, I play softball.
Yeah.
And then everybody's so surprised by that answer.
Yeah, state tournament softball, by the way. And that one's outside. And very patient in this at bat, runs the count full. And I've seen she's got some pop in the bat, so you got to be careful here. This one is looping over the second baseman for another hit.
Just got to find those holes, doesn't matter how hard they're hit.
And Hoffman now with a double and single. Alex Lee, she's reached twice on singles. Squares, pulls back. Takes the ball. Top of the 5th inning. Carlisle trying to add to a 4-1 lead. Pulls back, takes a strike. This one lifted toward the left side, and that's going to go over the shortstop. And those got to be the ones that just drive the infielders nuts, don't they?
you have it good. You have a good situation in, and your pitcher has a really nice pitch, but they just bloop it right over your head. Those are so frustrating.
Because you're just there, and it's just out of reach, and and it keeps the inning going with 2 outs. And it'll bring up Hannah Schertz. She struck out twice. Pulls the ball bat back and takes a strike.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Andy's coming. Yeah. Are you retired for the day?
And that one to the shortstop, and she can't get it out of the glove as she had to go down to second, and everybody's safe.
Great stop over there at shortstop. She dove, and she almost got the runner out at second base, but instead, and now the bases are loaded for Carlisle.
Claire Dimmer there went down and just got up and couldn't get it out of the glove in time. Molly Hoekstra The pitcher's up, pulls back, takes a strike. She's flied out and grounded out, and her other 2 trips to the plate today. This one swing and a miss. 0-2 pitcher with 2 outs. A big one to try to keep the slate clean. That one is low and inside. Delaware would like nothing more than to leave 3 runners stranded. This one tapped back, second baseman. This time she takes it into her own hands, literally, and tags the runner for the 3rd out. So no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and bases left loaded. We'll go to the top of the 6th, Carlisle 4 and West Delaware 1 on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is more. More savings. More service. More focus on fresh, quality produce. Expert butchers who know more. And the most talked about meat in town. We are Fairway. We put everything into meat and grocery. And this is more.
We might not always
At the
know
Girls State
what
Softball
the day will
Tournament
bring.
for a semifinal on the Girls Union Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by MidAmerican Energy. Dart Danielson, Brooke Wilma's here, and they kept the lead from ballooning anymore, Brooke, and now they got to go to work with the top of the order.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big opportunity here for West Delaware. It's the top of the 6th inning, and you have the top of your lineup up, and hopefully they can get something going, start a little rally for you, and come all the way back.
Eve Wedewer is flied out to right, struck out in her first 2 plate appearances today. And just a little change up of speed there, looked like. This one lifted high toward left. Center fielder comes over and makes the play. Aubrey Fernal makes the out.
There's almost a little miscommunication that I think they were both calling for the ball at the same time, but when the center fielder calls the ball, then she has ultimate priority over anyone else.
Brings up Ella Kolak, struck out and flied out to the shortstop. And this one right back to the screen again. Oh, and 1. Bunts it down first base side on the run. Safe. Or legged it out. And now the pitcher, Kleisch, who got their only run after singling in the first, takes a strike. And there's the ball. Oakster looks in. This one slaps the shortstop, backhands it, can't come up with it. And Kleisch is on. Let's see if they charge that a hit or an error. I almost think a hit because she had to go. Yep. Going to give a single. She had to go the other way and try to backhand that and come up with it. And the tying run comes to the plate.
Yeah, West Delaware's got to find a way to get at least 1 or 2 runs across here. A base hit in the gap would easily score 2 runs here, so they got to have another good at bat, got to find a way to score this runner.
Heather Hines singled and grounded out to the pitcher. Lays off that high one, although she had that back ready, didn't she?
She's ready. She's antsy up there. She wants to get a good pitch.
Wants to drive in some runs. Here's the 1-0. Another high one. And let's see if she brings it back down. This one is lifted high. Center fielder coming in. It's going to drop. But the runner had to wait, so they get the force out at third. And Hines is safe on the fielder's choice. So one of those, and as a runner, you just have to hold when it's looping like that. This one is right to the third baseman, off the third baseman, and everybody's safe. Base is loaded now. And that'll go as an error on the third baseman. So there's a conference out there on the mound. Two outs. Bases loaded. Brings up Claire Demmer, the shortstop. She struck out and flied out to center. Again, just a base hit to get one of those runs to chip away at that a little bit would help.
Yeah, this is a huge at bat. This is probably the biggest scoring opportunity West Delaware is going to have.
This one ripped toward right center. It's going to fall. One run is in. Another run is in. Tying run coming around third. Chug it in. The throw is high. The runner will go down to third. And we got a tie ball game.
Told you that ball in the gap would score 2, maybe 3 runs, and the girls coming all the way around from first, and now the game is tied up at 4.
So that'd be a double, and then she advances to third on the throw. And wow, a 2-out rally by the West Delaware Hawks. And there's a strike to Joanna Voss, a designated player. She struck out and grounded out.
They were never that far out of the game. They always found a way to keep themselves in this game. They were only down by 3 runs, and now they were able to come all the way back, and now the game's tied.
And how big was that last inning where they just battled and kept, the runners and some base running mistakes, too, that kept.
That's going to prove huge towards the end of this game. Carlisle could have scored a couple more runs, but instead they got out of it, and now the game's tied at 4.
That one's low. Runner's going to come home with no throw. And West Delaware takes the lead back. With the 4-run here now, 6th inning. Still 2 outs. Batter at the plate, 2-1 count. So Carlisle rattled, rarely something you see out of them.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that from them, but they got to find a way to regroup, refocus, and come right back at them.
And there's the ball. Count runs to 3-1. This one lifted high. Shortstop calls for it and finally makes the play, but the damage is done in the inning. 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and none left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Carlisle finds themselves trailing for the first time since the first inning here on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
We might not always know what the day.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. Things have changed a little bit for Carlisle as they're now trailing 5-4.
This is where we're going to really be able to see what Carlisle is made of right here. They haven't been down a lot this postseason, maybe if at all. So we're really going to see if they have the mentality, if they can come back and find another way to win in the later half of these innings.
So Kennedy Presnazol is at the plate, takes the first strike there. And count is 2-1. And there's a strike called. And you can tell by that reaction, Carlisle fans thought that ball was low.
Maybe just a little, but hey, then again, that's the umpire. You got to adjust to him.
And your perspective changes when you're trailing than when you're leading, doesn't it? Yeah. And there's about the same spot, which doesn't make the fans happy, but. Here's the 3-2, slapped into left and off the left fielder. She's going to get another base on that. As in her defense for an outfield bounce, that came up pretty hard.
Yeah, that was a wicked bounce out there. It was right in front of her, and all of a sudden it just took a nasty hop and went right next to her. Unfortunately, that's going to be counted as an error, but dang, that took a really nasty hop out there.
She goes to second on the error, so now the tying run is out there at second, and we'll have Reagan Rolling will come on as your IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imt.ins.com or imtins.com. Don't want to mess that up for you. Well, this has been a interesting sixth inning here.
Very exciting game.
Lowe steps in, takes a strike. Squares, pulls back. Third baseman was charging. 1-1. Squares again. This time it gets by the catcher, and she'll get to third.
Heads up base running over there. The catcher just bobbled it a little bit, but in that time she was able to move over to third base. It's a really good base running over there.
And every little thing is magnified right now.
Every
West
little
Delaware,
thing, yes.
Yep.
not just West Delaware,
well, yeah,
but for
Carlisle.
both teams.
Yeah, for both teams, yeah, because we're in the 6th inning here, and each coming down to possibly their last at bat. And there's a strike. 2-2 count now with no outs. Runner at third. Tying run over at third for Carlisle. Third baseman in. Shortstop in a little bit. And there's a strike called. Struck her out looking. We're out number 1. And it brings up the top of the order for the Wildcats. Kennedy Preston, the catcher, is up.
Big thing for her right here. She's got to find a way to score this run, whatever that means. If that means she gets out, she gets out, but she's got to get a sac fly, or she's got to get a ground ball to the middle infielders. That way this runner can come home.
And there's a ball, and they got the play on where the third baseman comes in, shortstop covers at third, right?
Yep, so the shortstop doesn't want to break too soon, because if she does and there's a ground ball at her position, she doesn't want it getting to the outfield.
Inside for strike. 1-1. 1 out. Tying run at third in the bottom of the 6th inning. The big 4-run top of the 6th put West Delaware on top. And that just misses outside. 2-1. Preston steps out of the batter's box. Collects herself and now back in. Fleisch. Pitcher Wegman catching. This one, chopper, foul. Now it's a 2-2 count. Takes the bunt out of the equation, right?
Yeah, but gosh, this is such a huge at bat for both teams. If Carlisle doesn't get this run in and they get an out from it, then you have 2 outs and West Delaware can just throw it over to first base and get that last out. But West Delaware's got to find a way to keep that runner at third base, whatever that means.
This one lifted high toward second base, not deep enough to advance the runner on the fly out. And the runner will stay at third with 2 outs. Brings up Delaney Schnothurst, the right fielder. She singled and scored twice and grounded out. 2 for 3. Single drove in an RBI in the first. Singled, stole a base, and scored in the third. This one slapped by the pitcher. That'll score the tying run with the slap single.
What a game for her. She's 3 for 4 so far in this game with 2 RBIs. She really came up clutch there for her team.
5 runs now on 12 hits and 2 errors for Carlisle. 5 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for West Delaware, and still just 2 outs with the runner at first, the go-ahead runner at first. Pulls back, takes a strike. Olivia Du Bois, the shortstop, she sacrificed, reached on an error and scored. Also flied out. So 0 for 2. This one is over the right side and foul. Falls behind 0-2. Swing and a miss, throw down, and nobody there to get it. And that was a strikeout, I guess. That was an 0-2. So we're tied at 5, going to the 7th. Hang on here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus, special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
Mid-American
Back
Energy.
at the girls' state softball tournament, 4A semifinal. They go to the top of the seventh, knotted at 5 after a big sixth inning for both teams here. Bigger for West Delaware, it scored 4 to take the lead. Carlisle scored 1 to take it back, and there's a strike to Taya Demmer. They've got the 8-9, then the top of the order here. She's grounded out twice. And that one's high. Five runs on 5 hits. 2 errors for Carlisle. And this one's fouled back. And if West Delaware goes on to win, you're going to look at that 5 runs on 12 hits, just 5 runs for Carlisle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, West Delaware's been efficient. They've gotten the base hits when they've needed to.
And that one just misses. There to go to 2-2 in the count. This one lifted high. Out toward left fielder on the run, makes it not too far off the infield there. Good running catch. Brings up the catcher, Leah Wegman. He's grounded out and struck out. He takes a strike. That low inside one's been there all day, too.
Yeah, that low inside, that's the pitcher's pitch right there. There's nothing a hitter can do about it. So
Hoekster's found it quite a bit. And that one's just off the plate, inside a little more, and it's fouled away. Wegman goes into the hole, 0-2 here. Top of the 7th, tie ball game here in this 4A semifinal. Bounces. West Delaware scored 4 in the top of the 6th to take the lead. Carlisle scored 1 in the bottom of the 6th. West Delaware had opened it up with a run in the top of the 1st. Carlisle got 2 in the top of the 1st and then 2 in the bottom of the 1st. And this one is lifted out deep, in the center fielder on the run. So 2 fly outs. We go to the top of the order. So Carlisle got 2 in the bottom of the 1st, 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, and then the 1 in the bottom of the 6th. And they're trying to close this out, come in and get 1 more, and maybe put it away. Wedewer comes up, flied out, struck out, flied out. Flied out to right, struck out, flied out to center. Takes it high and outside for ball 1. Ball's time, trying to get that batter's box the way she likes it. Slaps it over the head of the third baseman for a single. And Wedewer gets her first hit of the day in a key spot.
You knew that she was just going to get one, too. She was in there, and she was so ready, excited for a good pitch, and she just slaps it the other way.
You just see her, she's getting that batter's box, and she's like digging in. I'm going to get one here, and she did.
And she's been all over it all day long. She's just missed it, but this time she really got all of it.
Brings up Kolak, third baseman. She singled her last time up. This one is low for ball. Struck out, flying out to short, and singled. Got a potential tire run over there at first. There's a strike. Third baseman in just a bit. First base in maybe a step over there. Here's Hoekstra. Chopper second or shortstop. She throws across. The first baseman digs it out. And we'll go to the bottom of the seventh with a chance for Carlisle to win it here with the 5-5 tie on the Iowa Girls Athletic Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun.
Back at Fort Dodge, 4A semifinal, bottom of the seventh, tied at 5 on the Girls Digital Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy. Hoffman, the first baseman, stands in. Struck out, double single. Here and takes the ball on the first pitch. Ball on the second pitch.
You really don't want to walk her here. You got to go at these batters. You got to attack them. Get those balls in the strike zone.
This one is lifted, and first baseman comes over and makes the play. Taya Demmer. And out number one brings up Alex Lee, the left fielder. She's singled 3 times. Has not made it in, but got on base 3 times in 3 at bats and got an RBI. Here takes a ball. This one, that'll go foul. Dar Danielson, Brooke Wellness here bringing you the call. Beautiful day, great softball. What more could you ask for in Fort Dodge?
Nothing at all. Maybe some cheese balls in front of me, but besides that.
Yeah. That one's a ball. I like the way you think.
Yeah.
2-1 count. And slap back to the pitcher. 2 down. Brings up Hannah Schertz, the second baseman, struck out, and got a single. So 1 for 3. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Well, credit Kleiss. She's really, with some defensive help behind her, she's kind of steadied herself and come back after giving up some hits here today.
Yeah, she's given up quite a few hits, but besides that.
Here's one to the second baseman. We're going to extra innings. Tied at 5. We'll be back with the top of the 8th after this on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up! Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
And anytime tea.
and we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Go to the top of the eighth. The pitcher leading off, Macy Kleisch. And before we went to the eighth, we were talking about how she's settled herself after giving up some hits, but kept him in the ball game.
Yeah, she really has. She's kept him in the ball game the whole game, even though she has given up quite a few hits today. But Carlisle has only been able to get 5 runs out of it, but that's as many as they have right now too. So that's all they need is find one more.
Also helped her own cause, singling twice and scoring twice. And this one swings at a high one, fouls it off, and it's 1-1. She singled in the first, scored the first run, struck out, singled in the sixth, and scored. And now at the plate, at the top of the eighth, trying to get her team back in the lead. That one's low. Hoekscher's also done a good job up for the sixth inning with had an error mixed in there, but seemed like they found her a little bit in that sixth inning and got some hits to get back into this.
Yeah, they did, but from then on, she's really settled down. She's found a way to get these batters out, and West Delaware just seems to have a little bit more energy than Carlisle does right now.
And that's inside a ball. We talked about the pressure being the top seed and, nothing to lose by the lower seed, but both teams have battled back. It looks like pinch runner over there for West Delaware. Is that number 20? Yeah. Alyssa Holtz, an IMT insurance substitution. Find out how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. Wow, this press area has gotten full now all of a sudden. What is it, the tie game?
I guess so. Good game here in 4A.
This one bunted, knocked down by the third baseman to her knees, throws, can't get it there. The runner's safe. Now the runner going to third is safe. They scored out a hit, I would think, wouldn't they?
I would
think Yeah, they think they did. Well, they're going to give an error on the throw, or maybe the first baseman, but they're going to put up another error.
I think that'd be error on the throw on the third baseman.
So now we got runners at the corners and no outs for West Delaware. That'll bring up Ava Wynn, who doubled, grounded out, reached on an error and scored in the sixth inning. Here, no outs, runners at the corners, bottom of the eighth inning for West Delaware, or top of the eighth, excuse me. And there's a strike, throw down to third, runner goes to second. Trying to look for that pinch runner maybe napping over there off the base.
Deep fly ball would work west for West Delaware right now. That runner can tag up and go home because all the infielders are playing in right now.
Strike on Wynn. Wynn. And it stays up there and caught in the air for the out by the third baseman.
That's a huge out for Carlisle. Getting that first out of the inning can give you a lot of momentum, but they have to get these next two outs and try their best not to let any of West Delaware score.
Brings up Demmer, who struck out, flied out, and doubled her last time up. This one's lifted high to the right field. Caught there, runner tagging. And she'll score on the sac fly to right. For the second out. Fleisch comes home, and it's a 6-5 lead and a runner at third with 2 outs. Great piece of hitting there by Wynn.
And sometimes you don't always need those.
Demmer, excuse me.
You don't even need those big base hits. She just did it, a deep fly ball, and that's all she needed to do, and the runner scored, and they're up 6-5 right now.
Brings up Boss. This one fouled back. Joanna Boss, the designated player, struck out, grounded out, flied out. But it seems like it doesn't matter. You can come up and be 0 for 3, but right now they're getting the hits they need here. That one's low, 1-1. Did I tell you they call me Overtime Dar?
Yeah, you did.
Fortunately, it's a good game. I don't care. I like them. 2-1. DeVos. Runner at third. 2 outs. And holds off on that high pitch to run the count to 3-1.
She's going to give you a good pitch right here. She doesn't want to walk you and give him more momentum, so go after it.
And there's the strike. Runs the count full. Heather Himes at first. Carlisle trying to get out of this with just 1 run. Struck her out to end the 8th, but not before they get 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Carlisle trailing 6-5 on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
All you have to do, you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
you must be boring.
This is a magical place.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Carlisle trailing by 1, leading off the pitcher, Molly Hoekstra. Flied out, grounded out, flied out. She comes to the plate. Takes a ball. Well, Carlisle's been down. Got down the top of the first, came back, got down in the 6th, came back, and now let's see if they do it in the 8th here. The number 1 seed. There's a strike. Hoekstra, the pitcher. That one's low. 2-1.
Can't walk the batter right here. That's not going to be a very good start if that batter can get on.
Yeah, you can't put the tying run
yeah,
there.
no, you got to make them earn everything.
Swings and catches a piece of it. Strike 2. You see the expression, man. She just thought she might have got a hold of that, and that would have driven it right into left and probably for extra bases. That one comes back low. Full count here. Pitcher against pitcher.
And this first out is always huge in these innings. If you can get that first out as a defense, you had a lot more confidence, and then the other team.
Driven to center. Caught by the center fielder, Ava Wynn.
That's always a huge first out for the defense. that really busts the momentum of the offensive team. So the fact that they were able to get out of that, and they were able to get that first out is huge for them.
Well, here's Presnell, who got the comeback, started in the 6th, singled, and then advanced on an error, and then scored as she takes a strike. So she's been clutch here when they needed her. Let's see if she can do it again to get the tying run on. Trailing 6-5 in the 8th. Outside, 1-1. Lays off that one. 2-1. Fouls that one off, 2-2. She'll go down to first and come back. They do that at every foul ball, regardless. Maybe that just clears your mind too as you're going back there.
That could too. You think about the swing, how you missed it a little bit, but you give yourself a little bit of time. You don't have to rush back into the box.
Kleisch ready. And slapped through the middle, base hit. Just to the left of the bag. Pronozzles on, brings up Morgan Lose, who's grounded out, singled, and struck out. And we're going to have the flex player, Fernal, bat. And Aubrey Fernal will move up from the flex spot to bat here. Now there's a conference with the runner at first too. They want to be sure everything's right. You don't want to run yourself out of it here.
Yeah, also West Delaware wants to make sure that they get outs here. They don't want to have both. They don't want to have this batter get on base because then that's the game-winning run that is on base. So right now you got to find any way to get at least one out here.
Looks at it, pulls back. Ball. Fernal 265 on the season. Pulls back, takes a strike. 1-1, one out, runner at first. Carlisle, the top seed, down one here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's a strike. You can tell by listening what the Carlisle fans thought of that pitch.
Yeah. Again, but he's been calling it all game there, so.
Yeah. And time call. Now they're going to put in a courtesy runner for Kennedy Pernalzo. Brings in number 77, Isabel Noring, an 8th grader. It's an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. And you pull out all the strategy in the bottom of the 8th, don't you?
Yeah. Got to find a way to get a runner across home plate here.
And that is just outside, 2-2. Fernal into the game. Flex player to bat. Chopper off the catcher. And she hangs in there. Got the top of the order coming up. Chopper back to the pitcher. That'll advance the runner. It's a second out. So you go the top of the order, needing to get that runner in from second.
Yeah, so far she's 1 for 4 she's 1 for 3 on the day with a double and a walk. So she's gonna come up here and she's gonna try and get a good hit, get a good swing on it, and score that runner from second base.
Brings up the catcher, Kennedy Preston. She's doubled and scored. Flied out, walk caught stealing, and flied out, and takes a strike. Everybody on the edge of their seats. Tying run at second, bottom of the 8th.
Coming down to the last batter here.
High fly ball to left. Going back. God! Home run! Walk-off home run!
Oh my gosh, that is amazing!
Kennedy Preston with, let's see, home run number 5 on the season. Walk off to left center field. Carlisle advances to the title matchup Friday night with the 6-5 or 7-6 win. Oh, wow.
But you got to give all kudos to West Delaware. They fought so hard this game. Unfortunately, they just came up a little short in the last inning, but the whole game, they were right there.
And 0-1 pitch by Kennedy Preston, driven over the fence. Brooke, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
Thanks for doing this with us. I know you got to get off to see your brother
play.
Yep,
I got to get
going
going.
For Johnston, but thanks a lot. The final here, 7-6. Carlisle, the number 1 seed, advances here on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network.